Welcome back to Vegas Live with Ninon, and I have an incredible guest. Many of you will know him from a few years back, but he's coming back into another business. But for what he was doing, you were a very... James, how are you? This is James Stonich. I've known you for many, many years. Yes, now I'm talking about going back into Los Angeles at the Rainbow Room.
Yes.
Now, you played at the Rainbow Room. You were a DJ. We were just talking about DJs. You were a DJ there, right?
I was the house DJ.
You were the house DJ?
At the Rainbow on Sunset Boulevard in West Hollywood.
And then before that, you played at the Whisky A Go-Go?
Yeah.
Well, we're going to go back into his band because you were what you were called what was it, Kid Rocker?
Kid Rocker. I was a lead singer, songwriter, guitar player.
And how did you like all that? I mean, you were quite young when you did all that, like all of us.
Yeah. No, I loved it. I was managed by Bill Coyne, who managed Kiss, Billy Squire, Billy Idol, and I was good friends with all them. And he opened a lot of doors, obviously, for us. I wrote like about 150 songs.
But you still write.
Yeah.
You still have that charisma to writing and to doing all that.
Creative stuff.
Creative, yes. Now you have recently, well not recently actually, but you brought out a clothing line. Mm-hmm. And this clothing line was actually, this is a funny story, because this clothing line was actually created in Florence in Italy. You were walking by and you saw some guy with some clothing or whatever it was, and you were fascinated by this guy.
Well, he actually had a trailer, and he spray painted on it "Donkey Cutlet."
Donkey Cutlet.
And I said, I gotta meet this guy.
So you went over and you met him, and through this guy, what was his name?
Simon Miller.
Simon Miller is an incredible artist in Florence, very, very well known, and he actually works for many people right now, and extremely well known. But they started a clothing line, and the clothing line they started was called LazyStar.
Right.
And it is out there. You can look it up on Facebook. You can look it out on. There's quite a few places. It's kind of where it is.
It was kind of funny because it was inspired by Las Vegas.
Well, that's what I'm getting at, because you've got on it, and I wanted to ask you why and how. Coming from Florence, from Simon Miller, they've got Las Vegas Chicken Farm on there. Yep. Chicken Ranch.
LazyStar Chicken Ranch.
So where did all that come? How did you get all? Is that just your creative side?
Just Simon and I were talking about it, and we just started making our usual crazy brew of what we saw and where we were. And that's what happened.
And that's the story. So now you have this line, and now you're starting to work it. And you've suddenly come a full turn. A few things happened, but now it's come a full turn around, and now you're creating it back up again.
Right. Actually, it's two companies. One is LazyStar, which is gonna still be a little bit faithful to the Vegas thing. The other is called Be Different, which speaks for itself.
Be different.
Everything is different.
Yeah, everything is very, very different. Going back into business, you've had this incredible life, which you had a beautiful life of being in the entertainment business. And I did ask you before, I said, would you ever want to go back into the entertainment business? And you said no. And yet you kind of miss it and you kind of like it.
Yeah.
But why wouldn't you want to go? Because a lot of people that have been in it, they want to go back in it.
Yeah.
You don't.
I just think you should be in it when you're in your prime and stuff. And I really did a lot. I wrote a lot of songs. I played a lot of places. Recorded a lot of records, demos, whatever. I think I did my time.
You did your time. Yeah, you did your time.
And I don't want to take anybody else's time away.
But weren't you also known as another name, Jimmy Vale, James Vale? What was it?
Jimmy Vayne.
Jimmy Vayne. He was also known as Jimmy Vayne. So there's lots of places you can look this guy up, because he really is. Did you ever play Vegas, though? You never played Vegas, did you?
No.
You didn't play Vegas, but you're originally from Chicago.
Right.
So do you miss Chicago? Chicago's a fabulous place. Yeah. But that's where you kind of started, right?
Yeah.
And then you went to Los Angeles, and he was at the Whisky A Go-Go. And everybody, I think in America wants to play in Los Angeles at the Whisky A Go-Go, because you had kind of a hard rock band going.
Yeah.
Heavy rock.
We played every club in LA. Troubadour, Whiskey, Roxy, Country Club, where everybody played. And the one thing, my claim to fame,
What's your claim to fame, James?
is that we were playing the whiskey.
Yes.
And one of the traditions, there's a dome on the top of the dressing room. And all these bands, you know, like really famous bands, have sprayed their names up there. So I got the ladder.
And since you're a designer and artist,
no one else would do it. I climbed to the top and I wrote in cursive writing, Kid Rocker, right over where Jim Morrison wrote The Doors.
really?
Yes.
So have they ever forgiven you for that? Probably not. So anyway, now you've met one of the very famous, and that was kind of in the 80s and 90s?
Yeah.
Well, that was kind of the 80s and 90s when, you know, it was quite hot in Los Angeles on that Sunset Strip it actually was, and it was absolutely amazing.
Right.
So anyway, don't forget to look out for the LazyStar and Be Different line. It's coming out. It's already, go to LazyStar on Facebook and you'll see it all there.
Yeah.
Is that where we can see it?
I think LazyStar Clothing, it's called.
LazyStar Clothing, so go there. Well, my last guest, we've had a lot of people we've interviewed today, and thank you very much for the peppermill. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Lynn. Thank you, everybody. Don't forget, you've got to go to YouTube and you've got to subscribe, because if I don't say that, Steve is going to be upset with me, and so I've got it out there. So don't forget, subscribe. Vegas Live with Ninon. We'll see you soon.